The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Well, North Greenville is a very well-coached football team, and they're the kind of team that does fundamental things, which means that what you get, you earn. And they are good blockers and tacklers, and they don't make alignment mistakes, and they're sound in their approach. And so for a team like us that are sometimes 9 does a great job and 2 don't, that's going to be a challenge for us this week. And because they seem to have 11 people on the same page most of the time. So we've got to eliminate some of our, quote, little mistakes that we've been making, the little fundamental things that we've been doing, a missed tackle here and a missed block here and a missed execution here and a misalignment there, and before you know it, you have put yourself in a serious hole.
Nelson Hughes, their quarterback, he seems to be... He's
a dealer.
Yeah. What makes him a stout player to go against?
Well, he's so heady. He gets them in the right play. He has a lot of game experience, so he knows he's been there, done that. He is a guy that, when you look at him, he's not spectacular in any way. He just beats you, and that's the best thing you can say about a quarterback.
He's been able to rush the ball this season. How do you prevent him from running the ball against you? Well,
that's not usually. I think he would rather hand it off, and I think he'd rather throw it than run it. But he certainly is capable of running it and does a great job, and will do whatever it takes to win a ball game.
Their running back, Ashton Hurd, has the 3rd highest single game rushing total this season in Division II. Did that against Tusculum. What makes him a talented back?
Well, he's quick, and he's tough, and he's confident, and he believes that he's going to make something happen, and he does.
How do you build on what you did last week against Limestone?
Well, I hope we can find something better than that to build on, because it wasn't a whole lot of building material in that Limestone game. There were some high points, and there were some spectacular plays, but there was not a consistent every play 11 people getting the job done, especially on defense. And so, and on kickoff again. We finally, second half, looked like we knew what we were doing covering kicks. But, and at times, defense, it's the same story we've had all year. There's times when we're a pretty good football team, and then there's times that we're not even a good high school team in the way we function. And so, but we're getting better. And last week was some more progress in places. And so... we got some individuals that are growing up. Now we just got to get everybody grow up and everybody bring it together and let's go. It's time to go.
You've talked about taking those steps ever since the loss to LR. What do you sense then is the next step to go from 4 to 5?
Well, fundamentally be sounder, fundamentally, which means alignment and stance and takeoff and leverage, and that leads to what? What am I about to say?
Better blocking and tackling.
Blocking and tackling. Can you imagine? I'd say something about that. And but those are the things that matter.
North Greenville has a lot of offensive weapons. I think one of the receivers has 9 touchdown catches and 27 total catches. How does their multitude of receiving options as well as offensive options affect what you want to do defensively?
Well, they got a lot of weapons. They got 2 they got 2 running backs that are really good, about as good as we've seen all year. They've got 4 or 5 receivers that are really good. They've got depth in the offensive line. Defensively, it's amazing how many of them have played for a year or two. and they've got most of them back. I think we counted it up. They had either 18 or 19 starters on both sides of the ball back, the ones that played against us out here last year. So, experience is a great teacher, and they're deep in some places. So, like you said, that receiver is a great example. And every one of them, they go from 6'6" to 5'9", and every one of them's got their own little gift package that they can do to hurt you.
You've seen offenses similar to this over the last several weeks. What kind of similarities and differences do you see with the Crusaders offense than what you've seen the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think you got a veteran team that's running it. So, they've been there, done that. They believe that they can do it because they've done it before. They've beat some really good football teams this year. For instance, last week when they beat Wingate by a touchdown, they're just and they're the ones that started Lenore Ryan on their down move. They're the first one that beat them this year, and so they're just they believe, and so you gotta. They're not going to lay down for you. You got to go get it.
In terms of the regional rankings, you drop a spot this week, but you get a team that's ranked higher than you in the region. I don't want to say that this game is more important than other games, but do you see maybe a sense of urgency from your team this week?
Well, there's been a sense of urgency since week 4 or 5. It's been a sense of urgency, and so this one's not any different, than that. Every game, there's not any game that's not more important than any other game. It don't take but one game to get you in or get you out of whatever you want to get in or get out of. So that don't matter. We don't need any added dimension. We got all the dimension that we need, and that's go play a ball game like we're capable of playing it and play against ourselves. That's who we're playing against. We're playing against Carson-Newman. You ever heard of them? No. Carson-Newman University? We got to go play Carson-Newman and get the job done. That's what we got to do.
Sam Houston, their leading tackler, middle linebacker. Defensively, they're a bit better than they were last year. Is that just because of that veteran nature?
Yeah.
Guy like Houston?
Yeah, and they're not real complicated, but are they sound? And and I think he made 50 tackles against us last year. This year, he's probably licking his chops and think he'll make 100. He's a good football player, and we never have blocked him like we need to.
2 years ago, DeAndre Thomas passed the ball extremely effectively. Had 230 some odd yards through the air. Last year, you were 1 for 7 passing.
No, we were 3 for 7. But we threw 2 to them. We completed 2 to them and 1 to us. Yeah.
Any rationale, logic, why the change from 2 years to last year, throwing the football?
Well, I don't know. It takes, you can't ever say, it's on this person, on that person. It's always 11 of us. It's also on the coaches. It's on me to get us in a right play and to make good decisions about what we do on what down and distance and what we do against, in certain formations, what we do in certain part of the field, from which hash, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a whole lot of things involved in it, but it starts with me. I didn't call good plays. I called, that throw it to the wrong jersey in the color is not a good call.
I didn't realize you had that in the playbook.
Yeah.
Might want to work that page out.
I think we've only had it once this year, hadn't we?
1 pick. Mm-hmm.
1 pick. And that was on me, too.
Let's revisit Dre and his process of maturation. How important is it to have a guy who you can take out of a game like last week, early in the second quarter, and let him be a mentor to Noah Suber and let Noah get a good volume of reps in a game like that?
Well, that's critical. There's no teacher better than game teacher, game experience teaching. And what was interesting about it was Dre was over there. We didn't have to worry about encouraging or anything else. Dre was in the middle of all of it, when we take him out of the ball game. And that's not easy for a senior that hadn't got a whole lot of snaps left in his career to be taken out of the game at the end of the first quarter, practically at the end of the first quarter. I think he might have played one series in the second quarter. And but that's Dre. He's a team player, and he has been since he's been here. And so it's Noah did a pretty good job. He threw a couple of them in places where not many humans can throw them. He's got a major league arm, no question.
Is there been a play, I mean, you've kind of touched on Justin Long. At this point in the season, is there a player who's really shocked you with what they've done?
Justin Long.
in the list?
He'd have to be at the very top of the list. And what an unbelievable story that is. And then I think the little old freshman, because we're so hurting so much up front. Then the little freshman, the Florida Flash,
Brian Bembry?
Brian Bembry.
Brian Bembry Little?
Yeah. He's really coming on, and he's starting to make some plays that we knew he was capable of making.
What's that say then about your defensive line that you're getting that much production from a Justin Long and a Brian Bembry?
I didn't say we was getting a lot of production. I just saying that they were surprises, that they are improved, that they've improved, and that they continue to give us good effort.